Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today I'm going to show you a little shop that I just received from scrapbooking.com and a few little things that I have made lately are these. And I saw that, what is her name? White Rabbit journals. Okay, these aren't quite what she had in her journals, but she had these little scrappy things. They had some lace, they had some uh, other things like just a scrappy piece of paper, some buttons. And then I've had this idea in my head for a while, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody have it. But you take a button, and that is your dangle. You use those two holes, and you make a dangle. And I have these little pieces right here I got from Tim Holtz. They're thought tokens. So I'm using those as my dangle element. And I've just put a few buttons on here. This one I sewed, although you can just glue them. You don't have to worry about sewing them. I had a little bit of that paper left. That was one of those misprints. Oh, actually, it was the one when I was doing the envelope that day with Lenore on the other side. This one has See the World. And it's got maroon in the book, the Poe journal, so I thought this would be perfect. Another little dangle. Got cheesecloth on the back of that one. Let's see, what else did I do? I did this one where it was a few extra scraps from the Craftly haul and just some lace that I had over, I think, from last year. Plus, I really like the look of this cheesecloth behind it. I had a little bit of this black lace trim. It's got some little jewels in it. And these buttons, I had some buttons, some black buttons, but I went to Hobby Lobby and I found these. So they've got like a tan and a black element to them. And some of them are striped. Some of them have almost like I can't even remember that name now, but that tapestry kind of background. And then I got these. I haven't opened them yet, but these are also pretty cool looking. And I may be using them if I don't. I want to have at least 8 of these. So this is the last one here. This has Own Your Dreams. I had a little piece of lace behind there. I threaded some orange eyelash lace through it. And that was another piece of that same house. Because I wanted the pinky maroony element to come through. This one had a little bit of bling at the top of it. So yeah, I've got these 4 made. I need to make 4 more. So I'll have 2 for each one. And it's going to be, I guess, just a page. Like, say this is the edge of your page. Let's turn it over so it's not distracting. But she had them sort of like right up here on the edge of your page. And, some of them, they look like some of them, she actually just put them down on the page itself and built up from there. But I thought it would be kind of neat to have them on a base like this with some cheesecloth and a few other things. But I really loved that look. And you can have something like that. And see, the one side's pretty straight, so these little goodies can stick out. Ooh, it's just love it. I love it. Thank you, everyone, for coming to visit. I hope you get to see a few things today that excite you and get you inspired, get you thinking about Halloween. Now, these 2 little guys are going to come in handy for when I do the show and tell of what I got. So we're going to set these to the side. I've got these little goodies sitting out here. I got this lace today at Walmart, and I thought that was a really pretty one. It may be for the trim of the edge of a page, if nothing else. And I got a few other ones, too, that I really liked. Oh, where's one of them? Check this one out. It's like a rose, I believe. But it's like a decayed-looking rose. I loved it. I mean, it's on that little netting out. All of that looks gothic and spooky to me. So, I don't know what all I'm going to have in these books, but I keep finding things and buying things and making things. Yeah. So, this is some of that hat fabric that Mom gave me a while back. See, it was white, and I just sprayed it with, what was that? Gathered twigs. I sprayed it with gathered twigs. And that. Now the other ones here have a black string, which was scrap. It was like where I'm sewing in a signature and I have that little strip of black left over. I kept it. And see, that's why. So I had this. I got that at Joann's a couple years ago. And I love this trim right here. And it looks really good. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I may somehow work that into a paper bag journal or something, trim. These little pieces were my little scrappies that I was spraying that one day that we were together and I was doing Lenore, the Lenore page with the envelope flip. So it's got a little purple in here. It's got a little of that burning ember. I had this one I had sprayed and then I went over it with the black texture paste. I've got a bigger piece of this. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to put the bats in there. And then we have all of these little pieces and parts right here. These are scraps from another pad that I've been working with on the Craftly haul. I've got just a little bit left over of this stuff that Miss Beverly sent me. And I had this piece, and that's the perfect color. So I'm going to have to somehow cut this or rip this, or if I could rip, oh, I can rip it. I love like a organic-y looking edge to it. And it was sort of on the large side. So yeah, oh, so we have that where it's nice and rough. And I can actually put that in sections on here. All right, so how I'm doing it usually is to start with a base of some sort. We'll just have to pick which color we want to work with. Let's go with this one. So I like this kind of green shade. You know, you can actually rip it. You don't have to cut it. You can actually rip it to get a nice organic feel. It just depends on what you want to do. Sometimes you might not even see where you've ripped, so you might put cheesecloth or something on top of that, or even like this, although you don't want to cover that. That's pretty. Okay, we're going to have this piece here. I'm going to throw one together so you can see it, but then I'll probably go ahead and do the rest of them off screen. I just kind of wanted to give you a general idea of how I did it, like something like that. I have a little bit of flowers on here that I really like the look of, and that'll give me a light element in there. And then we'll have room. I have a little strip of black that's got a tiny bit of glitter on it. I wasn't sure about that. I might go for one of these. So maybe something like that. It's going to give me some pretty. Maybe some bats can go over top of that. Who knows? But let's see. Let's start putting a little bit of this together. Let me get my ink, my glue. And yeah. See if I can remember this again. So you're just going to put some glue down. Remember, you're going to glue this again, so you're going to have plenty of glue on it. I remember using this paper, that lined paper right back here, for the staircase that I made in the old Halloween journals from last year. I really had fun doing those, but they were sort of time consuming, and I just can't make the same thing over and over and over again. So I really wanted to do something different. So that's why I've got to this point of making these Poe journals. It excites me to do something different. I've been thinking about them all day today, just all day. Just thinking about what I wanted to do, what I wanted to add. So it's kind of a cool thing when your mind just wants to percolate and do all those great things. And then I'm going to just kind of stick this right here. Just for something. I can still see my little flowers. I wanted to definitely see them. Okay. Then we have, am I going to put, ooh, I got a lump there. Okay. Am I going to put a little bit of this lace on here? I'm wondering. So let's cut us a piece. And that could go maybe right there. And I'll have to get my fabric tack to put that down. And then I might put me a little sniblet of the little bit of this over here on this other edge. You kind of just, you know, put your stuff together and see what would go and where you'd want to place it. Okay, so let's go like that and put that there. You can actually make these into tucks if you wanted to. I was just making them as something to decorate the edge of a page. I do want to get my bats in there. Let me see about getting this red down. I think I'm going to kind of smear it right up here. I need to put some more goodie in this for sure. Yeah, I've been having a few issues with my dad lately, so I had to run him to the emergency room. He's good. He just had an issue we had to check on and get him back home and in good shape. And then I felt sorry for how my brother was feeding them. So I go and I fixed them a cobbler and a few other dishes, like baked spaghetti. It was actually macaroni. I didn't realize I had more spaghetti up in the cabinet. So yeah, got that taken care of and sent down to them. Well, I do have this one with the black. I didn't know if I wanted to put that on there. I'm kind of covering up everything I wanted to keep. That's the only problem. I can see the little flowers, like right there. Maybe like right there. I can still see a little bit of the flower. Now let's lay some stuff out. Do I want this black one here? I'm just not sure. I mean, I can put that on the next one. I'm not sure about that. I did have a little bit of this or that. It's just not going with that red, is it? Oh, that's already glued down. Crap. Let's try that in black. I don't know. This was an old piece, and I don't know that I'm going to be that excited about it. So, we're going to try to do this and see what that looks like. I think, because I need it to be gothic, you know. So, yeah, I think that's a little better. And then we have a little bit of this that can go down. Or maybe some bats. I kind of like the bats because they got that black in them. You know, let's see where I can rip it to where I'm not going to tear every bat up that I've got here. Maybe like that. Back and forth, back and forth. Okay. Oh, I kind of like that because I can actually see the flower. So let's see about this. That like right there. I'm hoping that fabric, Barely Arts glue will hold on to that. It should have went through it though. Now what? I'm trying to think if I want anything else on here. I didn't like that color. Maybe I'll just finish this off with more bats. Let me think about it. Okay, I think I'm going for I'm going for the buttons now. I have this one little piece here that I think I can slip up underneath that bit of lace. So I'm going to do that. See, I didn't glue that down all the way. And it's giving me a little bit of shimmer right there. So yeah, something like that. There. Okay. And I've cut a little piece of that string. And we're going to see if we can get it in here. I don't think it's going to hold together for me. Whoops. Yeah, that one string is not coming through. There we go. It's actually easier with thread. Okay, so I finally got that one tied. And we're just going to cut it off about right there. And I'm going to put that up here at the top. See where it's got that kind of a broken off area where all these edges kind of meet? That's what I want to cover. As you can see, I kind of did that, and well, that one didn't have it, but over here I kind of put it up there. But I'm going to show you how to do the big one, because that's the one that's going to have the dangle. So we're going to cut a piece off of there, maybe this big. You want it big enough where you can tie a knot. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go through the front, pick us up something, go see and explore. Yeah, why not? Let's grab that one. And I really like this dark tapestry button. So we're going to go in here and tie us a knot. Doesn't have to be too long, just enough to dangle. But I kept thinking about this idea about the button dangle, because you use a button a lot of times in some of your work, and it's a nice flat element to have as a dangle, because it's already, and then I try to get that to go down into that little hole like that, so that knot is not going to stick up at that much. And so let's see, where do I want this? I think I want that right there. And then we're going to see what it looks like after that. I didn't put as much lace or trim or anything on here, but then, she didn't have hers very decorated at all. But I do like
why did you run so hard?
This spot. What in the world?
Hey, every time you walk by her, she runs. Now she's scared to death.
You don't want nobody step on her because she's a tiny baby. Alright, I got that on there. I don't know if it's going to stay very well. I do sometimes put a clothespin on it to hold it on. So we'll see if that does the trick. And I'm really looking at this little curvy area, like where I could cut it off and maybe put it in there. Let's see. I can always cut more of this out and spray it. Yeah, Mom had these two hats that, back in the day when they would starch everything. She had these hats. And she gave them to me, and I kind of tore it apart and did this and that with it. And I don't like that that's so straight looking. Yeah, there we go. It needed to not be straight. Okay. So I'm thinking something like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it gives me something. I know I've totally covered up that one little sprayed guy like this, but that's okay. You're putting your layers down. Sometimes another layer comes along that you like instead. So I'm putting my fabric tack down on here. And we're going to see about putting it down. I really got to fill that up before I start making some more. So yeah, I wanted to tuck this right there. This can go over top of the black. And then that could hold that down. Got some little pearls on there for prettiness. Yeah, I like that. It's got a different look to it. As usual. And see, this part can stick out, or this part can stick out. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to show you what I had on my little shopping spree. And I'll probably go back and go behind it with some of this pale gray cheesecloth. I had some over there that was extra. So that's all I did. I did 2 layers and glued it on. And then I kept fraying it and pulling at it. And that's how I got that. Now this one, I'll probably do the same thing because I really like that look. So, yeah, let's get this kind of pulled back and I'll show you the next project. I also have some paper that I need to show you, I think, at the end. So, scrapbook.com. So I ordered this and I wanted this branch. That's the main reason I bought this whole scenario. Those branches are kind of cool too, but they had this branch and this raven standing on it in this one make that I saw, and I really liked it. I'm not so crazy about this, but that could be used in some way, cut up or whatever. I got a little graveyard. I got these 2 ghosts, and I've been watching these little ghosts for a while, and I really like them. I've also got a couple clouds and a moon. And then I really like these big words. I like the spider. I like the bats are okay. I mean, they're like a die-cut bat. But then I got these the other day as well, and I really like them. They look more realistic to me. Plus, these are coming dead on, and these are like at an angle. So, yeah, I got that. I've got Boo, Fright, and Wicked, and I like that script. I've been seeing a lot of people do something with those 2, too. So, and then I got that for free. I think they're doing something in the month of August, and then when you buy so much, $25, I think you get some kind of little free goodie that you can add to your cart. I may use that as a... like a raffle item or, a drawing kind of item. Probably so, because I don't think I need that. I've got some myself. And then I got this, because as you see, we have Boo, Fright, and Wicked on here. But it's a little different script on there. It just says Halloween script. So, and it's got a spider. I like that spider. That's kind of cool. All you'd have to do is draw a string for his web. And then the bat's not that bad. But it's got Halloween, Boo, it's got a 31, it's got Wicked, it's got Poison, and then it's got these little small ones. It's got Haunt, Lost, Beware, and Fright. Those 4 small ones are what we're going to deal with today. I will do the Raven and the Branch another day. I've got an idea for those. So let me set these to the side. And get this out. And I had to get my phone. I love Google. I had to get my phone. And I looked up. I've been seeing these, I don't know what you'd call them, little definition cards or something. I've seen so many people have them. They may be something you can get from Tim Holtz. I don't know. Now, these are both the same thing. So what I did, I took these 2 pages. So there's sort of a cardstock weight out of my butterfly book, and had a dark color I picked out, and it's kind of a bone color. And you can see a little bit of a pattern on it. So that's the back. Then I picked this pink monarch print that it was from her grunge kit. And I really liked it because some of this you may see. I don't know. It'll depend once we get done. So I just printed out on a little word program exactly what I saw when I put in for fright definition. I mean, I don't have some of the little doodahs that go on the top of the eyes and the E's and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to use our scorched timber. I think that's the proper one to use. Although you could use probably vintage photo. I'm not sure what'll pick up right here. So what I'm going to do is put this up here. And I can't remember if there's a line underneath of it. There could be. So I'm going to leave just a little bit of a gap because that H is coming down. And so let me put some on here, and I might want to put me, all right, I was digging for some really cheap washi, and this is definitely one of them. So what I want to do is kind of do it this way, right? Yeah. And I'm going to come up like that. Well, maybe like that. And then like that. Okay. Now we're going to do it. And hopefully that's in the right spot, because now I can't see. So we're going to hope we hit it. So yeah, that's why I had to tape that off, because I was afraid I was going to be all over the place with this. There we go. Let's see what it looks like. Yes, I love it. So let me see if I can put that up here like that. Pick me up a little bit more. Hope I'm straight. There. Perfect. Now we're going to take and move this probably up and down, because I need to get the next word. I did these in order. So the next one is beware. So I'm going to put that right there, and the rest of this way. So just remember when you're doing stencils like this. Now this was a pretty good deal for what I got right here, you know. Whereas I only got 3 words on that die cut one. Alright, so let's do the beware. And that is right here. I'll go up just a little bit. Oh, I moved it. So I'm actually lining it up there, and then I'm going up just a little bit above it. I had to make sure I left enough of a gap in between each one, you know, for where I can cut it. And what these will be is little cards that'll be stuck in little places here and there throughout the journal. Yep, it's kind of a really archaic looking writing. It's hard to really read it. Okay. Get all that put down. It's almost like I need some more. Yep. I'm so disgusted with that ink I got at Hobby Lobby the other day. I cannot believe it. So, I'm still on the lookout for good ink. I might just stick with archival, because, you know, I want to be able to probably do a lot of mixed media with the ink. So I might just settle for that. I was trying to get some from what you call it, Stampin' Up, but They're not in. They're not getting the ink back in, the black ink. I don't know what is going on with them. I've been waiting, and I'll search for it now and then. Still not seeing it. Don't know what's going on. Let's see if that many will do. Okay. So, lost. And I've seen some of these definitions that have witch and this and that, but I don't have anything with those. I might have to see if my fonts have those, this kind of a font type available, and then I can actually make it up from scratch. That word is sort of, it's sort of not straight across. It's sort of kind of gewgaws. Oh well. Now, I got one more to do. Yep, so far so good. And you know, I should have been doing the other one. Well, okay, let me go ahead and do that at least for this one. You know, I never think about these things. So let me go ahead and do this on this page. So Mom and me went down by the shop. I went and dropped off that big old butterfly journal and a couple of, I think it was that little travel journal I had made. I wanted to keep it to see how I'd made or put on certain pages, and then I just said, I'll just take it down because I wasn't sure when I was going to get around to it. All right, next is Haunt. And it is down in here. Wow. So we want to take that and mark it off. Oh, I can't use that one. It's too long. Where's one of these little skinny ones? That works. But you can kind of see what I'm doing here, right? It's just kind of getting the definition is the big thing, and then to get the word on here is the other. Whoops. And I think this is the only letter I might have trouble with. Let me see. Yeah, I just have to watch the top of that H. Other than that, I think we're good. So let me get H in here. Haunt. Yeah, I've often heard people talk about a haunt or a haint. I think that's the Appalachia term, a haint. It kind of reminds me of those. Oh, what do they call them? Oh, now I done forgot. It's those books that they had all of that old Appalachia history in. They would go around and talk to the people and see how they would do things. They were talking to this one woman, and as they were talking to her, she's sitting there with this hog head, and she's working on the eyeball. She's trying to get the eyeball out, but she wants it out in one piece because she's going to eat it, pickle it, or something. Oh, there we go. Okay. And now I'll get this one and do the same thing. And we can cut them apart and see what we got. Okay, Haunt. Yeah, they also kind of slurred the way they said panther. And they would say painter. Painter Creek. There's a lot of painter creeks over there. I'm thinking, what would they name a creek after a painter? But they said that was actually a panther. I know all the people in my family, they kind of did a, they put an IE on the end of their name, you know, instead of the full name, or just, they'd say Rhodey or Idie, or I guess that was the easier way to say it or something. Okay, so that's all done. I'll do the other two over here, but I wanted to kind of show you what you'd get. And let me get the cutter. I don't know exactly, oops, sorry. I don't know exactly what I need to cut off here. I wasn't sure how big to make these, but, you know, pretty decent size. I might just go right in between. Yeah. That'll work. Let me go in between these two. And then this one doesn't have much in between. And then this bottom. I might just leave that bottom on there. I kind of like that bottom. And then you're going to cut it right here. And that one, I don't know. Maybe a little bit. I'm going to keep that and see if I need to put it on these things I'm making. So yeah. And then all you have to do then is probably, I'm going to do a little bit of a cut on the corners. I never like a sharp corner. So I'm going to do something like that. And then go around. There we go. And that's close. I'll probably work on it a little bit more. Get a little bit more of this on there, or... Oh yeah, that's it. That's what I needed. Yeah, because I've told you before about how to work the corners. If you just lay against it like that with your little spouncer, it really works to do just the corner. Okay, I like that. So that'll be my little cards. I'm sure you can buy these, but why buy when we can make? So I'm going to show you some papers now. And let's see. I know I showed you these the other day on the video, but they're worth looking at again. But anyhow, that's what I got the other day when I was outside doing the papers. Actually, I don't think I did those outside. Now these, I don't know if I ever showed you these. These are where I'd put them in the yard with the black acrylic. So you can see where the grass was. I think I showed you the video on Rhoda's Junk where I showed you them lying out there, but I don't think I put enough coffee dye, you know, Folgers in here because I didn't get very much brown. I see a little bit, not much, just a little bit. So that's what I got there. And of course I did several other things while I was out there. These envelopes, this one is history. I'm never going to get in that envelope. But I think I've got these three. That one ripped a little bit, but that'll work in my favor. Actually, I only did 3 because at that point I was only doing 3 journals. And then I have index cards. Nice, messy index cards. And that one got ripped all up one side and down the other. That one's got a little rip in it. So, yeah. And then that same day, I did the 2 file folders. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with these. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if I want to use them and how I'm going to use them. But I went ahead and done them anyway. So, then, this was yesterday's. So, Oh, and I forgot to show you this. Now, I went ahead and was piddling around with this one. It was really wrinkled. I did some texture paste. So I put some texture paste. Oh, I did spray on here with Lost Shadow mica spray. And then I put the black texture paste on here. And it was kind of lost. It was just dull looking. So I wanted to put something on here to make it bounce. Well, I put the stencil back on here. And then I sprayed it with Wicked Elixir, I think it was. So I think it turned out pretty neat. Then I took that same stencil and just put it over here and got a few different spiderwebby designs on this background. This will probably be in the spare journal that I'll put in the shop, because I didn't make but the one. Now this is, I don't know if you'd call it, I wanted to try to get that kind of a mulberry aged mahogany kind of color that's in the Poe kit. I didn't do too well, but you can see the glitter. That was from that copper fabric paint. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it here. You can see it on that edge a lot. So I had a lot of these that were just plain, and that was where I just dipped it and put it out in the grass. Some of them are really pale. Some of them did get some color, like that one's got a lot of nice color. And then I got a lot of the paint on that side, even some pockets of paint. And so that's what I got there. Then I started getting more like spots and stuff. So I've got a section of spots. There's some more of the paint that dried right on there. And see, you got more character, let's say, to it. And like especially here. Then I got into the crime scene ones, I call them. Look at the edging, the little spots, rings around each one of the edges. I guess that's the coffee coming through. And then it just kind of is pink on the back side. And that one, yeah, it's kind of cool. More of that edging. You really see that coming out. Look at that one. Wow. And then I got to these. And these are kind of cool. I decided to crumple up my paper, dry paper, dipped it in my tea, which I had dyed, you know, it's that same paper or color that I used on the papers I just showed you. But it sunk down into the crumpled corners so much better. And then it's sort of on the pink side on the back. But yeah. So, you know, it's always nice to have a store of paper and different things. So when you're looking for a particular thing, you have it. So that's why, oh, look at that one. Isn't that pretty? I like how that one turned out. And that one, yeah. Yeah, crumpling them and then dipping them, that was the way to go. That one, I guess I put some spots on it. They were blown all over the yard, so you didn't know what you were going to get. Oh, look at that one. Oh, yeah. And that one got chewed up. And I think I'm just going to leave it that way. I think it looks kind of cool. And this one's really pink. So, I hope you liked that and got some ideas for your own paper making. And this turned out so cool. I really like that. Haunt. And our little guys, what did I do with them? Our little guys here that I was showing you. I really like how these turned out. And don't forget this little idea with the button and making it a dangle. And see how flat it is? All that sticks out is that dangle. I mean the button. Because in a lot of cases, you have like a, what do they use? Like an eyelet or something that really puts a lot of bulk. So, all right, everybody have a great, great day. Thank you all my subscribers and viewers. I'm pretty sure I thanked you for being here, but it's worth having again. All right, everybody have a great day, great health, and great happiness. Bye-bye.